Hello and welcome to Globetrot in 5, your capsule of top international news. I'm Rudranil Ghosh, Senior Assistant Editor of the Times of India. And today's top international news is the death sentence awarded to former Bangladeshi PM Sheikh Hasina. As many of you will know, that Sheikh Hasina was awarded the death penalty by Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal for the death of protesters in last year's student-led protests in Bangladesh. This is the first time that a former Bangladeshi Prime Minister is being sentenced to death by any court. However, there are several questions regarding the verdict. First, the International Crimes Tribunal was itself set up by Hasina in 2010 to try the war criminals of Bangladesh's 1971 liberation struggle. The court was never meant to try domestic crime. In fact, when Sheikh Hasina was ousted by the student-led protests last year, an ordinance was subsequently brought in which allowed the court to try people in positions of high power like Hasina. But right from the beginning, the entire process seemed to be biased. In fact, the top prosecutor of the court was actually a lawyer defending the Jamaat accused during the war crimes trial under Hasina's tenure. Therefore, there is enough reason to believe that this court and its verdict do not stand up to international standards or even legal standards, any domestic legal standards of propriety. Hence, the verdict of the courts itself is under question. In fact, all of this is happening at a time when the interim administration of Bangladesh has increasingly taken an anti-India position. As a matter of fact, on several occasions during this year, the Bangladeshi administration has displayed an anti-India slant. Add to this the fact that there are growing concerns that Bangladesh's security apparatus is getting close to Pakistan's security agencies. In fact, over recent months, there have been several Pakistani security delegations visiting Dhaka, leading to concerns of a growing collusion between Dhaka and Islamabad. And obviously, this will be a major headache for New Delhi. Therefore, the conviction of Sheikh Hasina and the growing closeness between Dhaka and Islamabad is a major matter of concern for India, particularly India's east and northeastern regions. This situation with Bangladesh gives India much reason to rework its relationship with its eastern neighbors. Of course, under Sheikh Hasina, India and Bangladesh had witnessed a golden period in bilateral ties. However, under the interim administration of Muhammad Yunus, things have taken a 180-degree turn, and Bangladesh is increasingly evolving into a country that could pose serious security challenges for India. Hopefully, that will not happen. Hopefully, the regime in Bangladesh will see reason. India, as Bangladesh's closest and largest neighbor, is ready to work with Bangladesh to ensure a stable and mutually beneficial relationship. However, if Bangladesh becomes a hub for anti-India activities, like it was to some extent during the erstwhile BNP regime, then we are looking at a period of great tension between India and Bangladesh. Hopefully that can be avoided. Hopefully Bangladesh will again go back to the path of cooperation, and hopefully the interim administration in Dhaka will see reason and create conditions for conducive elections in Bangladesh, which will allow Sheikh Hasina's Awami League party to contest those elections. This is vitally important, not just for India-Bangladesh relations, but also for the health and democracy of Bangladesh and Bangladesh's polity. With that, I conclude today's capsule. Hope to see you next time. Thank you.